y'all? It's your girl, Therapy with Rikki, and welcome to another episode of the Therapy with Rikki podcast, where we talk about real conversations that you can feel. I'm your host, Rikki McCoy, a licensed therapist in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am excited to be here to talk to you all today about another amazing, very well needed episode, topic, whatever you want to call it. We are going to get into self-regulation. But before we get into self-regulation, I want to take a moment. Y'all know how I do. I want you to take a minute to check in with yourself. This may be the first time you've had a break in your day. Maybe you haven't had time to really check in with yourself and see how you're doing. But take a minute. Take a nice big inhale for 4 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a few more of those if you need to as you settle in for today's topic. If you are new to me, hello. I'm excited to be here where we talk about real conversations that you can feel around mental health, self-care, wellness, adulting, relationships, and all of the things that we just don't really talk about that we need to be talking about, okay? If you are somebody that has followed me for some time, welcome back. I'm excited that you're here. Please take a moment, y'all. We need to spread the awareness. We need to let people know that this space is here. Take a moment to share, subscribe, give your girl some reviews so that we can get our rankings up, okay? Because these are things that we need to talk about. These are things that I hear every day, all day as a therapist. These are things that I hear in my day-to-day, in my personal life. Adults need safe spaces. We need spaces where we can just go, take our armor off, and just be without judgment. And we can just open up, we can share our truths. And so that is why this podcast was created. I want to talk to you all today about self-regulation. Okay? I see it all the time. So often we have emotions, we have impulses, and we just don't really know what to do in the moments where our emotions are really, really high, or they may be really, really low, and we don't respond in the most healthy way, right? And so this is a moment for you to be real, for you to be honest with yourself. Self-awareness is the first step to any kind of change. I can admit, just on my own personal journey, you see me, if you're watching the video, I got the Mile High Anxiety Club t-shirt on today because your girl has been working through anxiety for some years now. And these tools, these techniques, not only are they my learned educational background experience, but they're also my personal life journey experience as well. And so I want to talk to you about how to regulate your emotions when they're intense, when you feel anxious, when you feel panicky, when you feel like fight or flight, when you feel like deucing out, what to do so that you can have effective communication skills, you can have healthy relationships, not only with others, but with yourself. Sound like a plan? So, I took some notes because your girl, this is research, this is clinical information. You can look it up, you can Google whatever you got to do, but I just don't like to leave anything out. And so, took some notes for today. And self-regulation is the ability to observe, to manage, and adapt our emotions and behaviors to suit the situation. All right. So y'all know that blow up that people have or that you might have. And it's like when you go back and look at the situation, it just wasn't that big of a deal, right? Granted, your emotions are valid, right? You might have had a valid reason to feel the way you felt. However, the way you handled the situation might not have been the best way to handle the situation. Okay. So, self regulation is a combined set of skills where we have self awareness. So, we want to be real with ourselves. Number one, we are learning to manage our stress. So, stress management. We have impulse control. Okay? Just because you feel it does not mean you need to act on it in the moment. All right? We have emotional intelligence, right? So we're able to make note that this may not be the best time, place, or situation to handle what I'm feeling in the moment. We are aware, we are empathetic, we are being mindful that as you have emotions, so do other people. And everybody is going through life, y'all. Everybody is adulting, everybody is going through the things, okay? And we have effective socializing. So we have some effective interpersonal skills. That is your ability to interact with others, your ability to have healthy relationships. Okay. So there are three types of self regulation skills that I want to talk about today, and they are cognitive. So your ability to observe and challenge when your thoughts are irrational, when they're negative, when they're pessimistic, when they don't really align with the outcome that you want in this situation, in this environment. There's just another way to look at the situation. Emotional, so your ability to observe and let your feelings be there so they're valid, but they don't take over what you're doing, what's going on in the moment. They don't take over the situation. So there's no big blow up here. Okay. Then you have behavioral self-regulation, right? So we are choosing and being intentional with our behaviors. Okay? Time and place, y'all. Timing is everything. All right. So you have self-control versus self-regulation. And so I wanted to break these down so that we don't confuse the two, right? So your self-control is your ability to control yourself, like you're aware, you know how to control yourself, you know how to pause when you need to. But when you are self-regulating, you are observing so that in the future, when you continue to be triggered, because triggers are a real thing, a lot of times in therapy, people feel like, oh, I healed past this trigger. And so I'm never going to be triggered again. And that is not realistic. So your ability to self-regulate is, think about it like being proactive and not reactive. So it's like, okay, I feel myself, piping up, getting a little hot. I feel the tension. I feel the stress. I feel that if this keeps going in the way that it's going, I might pop off, right? We're working on growth, we're working on evolving, but some of those triggers and traits are still there. This may not be a good time. Let me step back. Let me walk away. Let me remove myself. Let me take a deep breath. Let me do something so that this situation does not continue to elevate. And so you want to know when things are happening, when you're elevating, when you're triggered, what to do to regulate and bring things back to a balanced level. Okay. And it might not happen right away, but removing yourself until it does. Because emotions are temporary, y'all. They don't last forever. Okay. So you got to know when to step away from the situation. All right. Y'all following me? How do we do that? How do we learn how to self regulate? I am the queen of self regulation with my anxiety. I have to know, ooh, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling irritable. I know I have these things to do. I know I feel overwhelmed. I need to take a step back. First of all, I'm being self aware. I'm being mindful that this is how I'm feeling. So, mindfulness is the first step, okay? Mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness simply means learning how to be in the present moment, okay? We have past situations that trigger us. We have future thoughts that trigger us and our anxiety. But right now, in this moment, we need to come back to the present. We need to come back to like how to get through the day right now. Okay. Those things in this moment, I can't focus on those things. I need to focus on how to get through this moment right now. Okay. Sometimes our emotions take us back to those moments, or they take us way out to these moments that may not even happen, right? So we got to be real with ourselves. We got to be mindful. You can take a moment and breathe. Deep breathing is very helpful to regulate that nervous system, to regulate that fight or flight response that you're feeling, to regulate your body. Taking a few moments to breathe, y'all. Inhaling deep from your belly for 4 seconds. Exhaling for 4 seconds. You can do this 5 times to 10 times. It really is the fastest way to regulate your nervous system, to regulate your emotions, is to take a deep breath, take a step back, being mindful, being present, learning that, hey, right now this is happening and my focus is to be where my feet are. That's one of my favorite affirmations is be where your feet are. Get out of your head, get out of your thoughts, be where your feet are. And if you are in a situation where you need to escape or run or it's not safe for you, then do so. But you want to be able to check yourself. You want to be able to fact check, right? You want to be able to reframe some of those negative thoughts, some of those fear-based thoughts that we have. And so that's the next thing that you want to do is called cognitive reframing. A lot of therapists will talk about fact checking, right? You want to know what facts you have to support how you feel. Okay. What facts do I have to support that right now in this moment I'm not safe? You might look up and realize that you're not safe based on it being crowded, based on not feeling like you have access to an exit, based on rowdiness, based on whatever, might be going on in that situation. So you want to observe, but you may also observe that there are no threats, right? Your body, your brain, your fight or flight response has been triggered, but there is no reason to be or feel threatened in this moment. Okay. So let me take a step back. Let me sit. Let me observe. Let me breathe. And let me remind myself that I'm safe. Affirmations for safety. I can protect myself in this moment. I am safe in this moment. It is okay for me to get out of my comfort zone. It is okay for me to be where my feet are. All right. Y'all, sometimes our thoughts are just not the best. I made a post earlier this week about scarcity mindset and abundant thinking. And sometimes our thoughts are negative. Thoughts are just thoughts, y'all. Just because you think something does not mean that it's true. A lot of thoughts are things that we have learned through these worldly interactions, whether it be our parents, our peers, society, all of these stereotypes. We have been made to think certain things about who we are and where we belong on this journey, what we should be doing with our lives. And so you want to come up with the ability to navigate through some of the BS, y'all. You don't have to define yourself by anybody else's definition of who you should be. And so you got to know when to fact check. You got to know when to reframe your negative thinking. You got to know that just because somebody said you were a certain way does not mean that is true. That is that person's opinion and that is that person's perspective. Now, sometimes being held accountable, being held accountable for some behaviors and for some things. If you notice a trend in what people are saying, that could very well might have some truth to it, but it doesn't define who you are, right? I have anxiety. I've had it for a while, but it doesn't define who I am, right? I do not let it control my life. I self-regulate and I keep it pushing, okay? Self-care. I am huge on self-care. If you follow me, you know that. Take care of yourself, y'all, mind, body, and spirit. Disconnect when you need to. Get massages when you need to. We have to get some of that negative, stagnant, built up emotional energy out of our bodies. Yes, our bodies hold on to trauma. Our bodies hold on to situations. Our bodies hold on to stress. You see physical symptoms of stress, blood pressure, heart disease, muscle aches, tensions, back issues, all of these things, digestive issues. These are signs and symptoms of stress. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to what you need. Nourish yourself. Feed yourself. Even if you may not have an appetite because you are anxious, right? Because that is a sign of being anxious or down or sad or depressed, is sometimes your appetite will fluctuate. But be mindful of it. Drink smoothies. Eat fruit. Eat small things, but you still have to nourish your body. Be able to refuel yourself, right? So do what you need to do there. Hydrate. I have water with me everywhere I go. Hydrate your body, hydrate your spirit. Water is also a great way to regulate your nervous system as well. Water has helped me through many panic attacks. Just being able to regulate my body whenever I don't feel safe in a situation, my body will be automatically triggered. And so usually if I have some water with me, it just kind of helps me calm down and come back to the present moment. Okay. This has actually happened to me on a flight, feeling crowded in a flight, feeling like I couldn't escape. I got super, super hot. And it was in the middle of a flight. It was at nighttime, and your girl was having a full blown panic attack on the plane. So You got to know how to regulate yourself when you need to. Stress management, managing your stress, knowing when you have too much on your plate, knowing that you are not Superwoman, Wonder Woman, Superman, all of the things. I know we want to be, and it's great and it's good to be strong and all of these things, but you cannot do everything. We need help. Help is a great thing. Being able to ask and lean on your supports is a great thing. Being able to create supports for yourself is a good thing. Lean in on your supports. You do not have to do everything by yourself, okay? Manage your stress. Know when you have too much on your plate. Know that it's okay to change your mind. Know that it's okay to create some boundaries around your time. I love to disconnect at least once a month. I love to take trips quarterly. I have to disconnect in this line of work. As a therapist, I love what I do, but it can be very draining. I got to fill up my damn cup. Period. Point blank. I am doing what I need to do to refuel myself so that I can show up as my best self in my life, right? In all the roles that I play. And so you got to know how to take care of yourself, y'all. This is not a game. Self-care is critical. I tell y'all that all the time. It's literally life or death. People are dying from stress. People are dying from sadness. People are dying from not coming up with some of the tools and techniques, or maybe not knowing, not learning, whatever. We got to take care of ourselves, okay? Your emotional health, your mental health is so much and just as important as your physical health, okay? Stop looking at the outside and let's figure out how to take care of yourself within, and the outside will follow. All right. Self-soothing. I want you to think about how to soothe yourself. I want you to think about your five senses, okay? Things that you can see. So if you see me in my background, I'm very mindful about my color schemes. I'm very mindful about quotes, inspirational things in my space, plants, creating that nature vibe in my spaces, crystals, scents, aromatherapy. Your space matters, y'all. Pay attention to your space. Organize your space. Declutter. Let go of what you no longer need to be holding on to. Okay. But your space is very important. So what you see, what you feel, right? I love a good cardigan in the winter time. Your girl also struggles with seasonal depression. And so I like to be cozy. I will throw on a cardigan every day if I can in the winter months. Blankets, your bedding. Rest is very important. Make that bedding, make your sleep experience a comfortable experience. Invest in what you need to have a good sleep experience. Those kind of things. Coffee. I love my coffee. I love my tea. I like warm things to soothe me, right? So that's what I can feel and what I can taste. And so being mindful of those things that I like that soothe the five senses, right? So what you see, what you feel, what you taste, what you hear, your music, what you listen to, people, energy, negativity, gossip, let it go. Instrumentals are great. Nature sounds are great. Spa music is great. I love a good coffee house jazz. I got a friend that loves classical music. I love my inspirational music as well, some Londrell. I love, I think there's Tony Jones, like finding that music that's uplifting as well, y'all. I love Meg. I love a good turn up, but not every day, all day. So there's a time and a place for everything. All right. Deep breathing. I mentioned that earlier. Regulate yourself. The quickest way to regulate yourself is to take a breath. I also like to take a shower if I have the shower accessible at that time. Again, I couldn't do that on that flight when I was having that panic attack, but I did have some water. But if you're home and you have access to a shower, you can take a hot shower, you can take a cold shower. I am not a cold shower girl, but cold plunges, if you have not heard of cold plunges, they have some benefits to them to regulate our nervous system. I have incorporated going to the chiropractor. Shout out to my chiropractor, Dr. Jamie. She has been amazing, and she has definitely become a part of my support system as I regulate my anxiety, my mental health, and my wellness. I incorporate spa treatments once a month, sometimes more, but I go get a massage at least once a month. I make sure I move my body every day, but sometimes it might be 20 to 25 minutes. Sometimes it's longer, but I try to maintain consistency. My self-care routine is on my calendar. So I make sure that on my calendar, I'm keeping up with my self-care routine. Okay. So Find your tools. Everybody's tools are different. I love yoga. I have some clients that love running. There's a release that they get from running. I love meditative showers. Some people love baths. I take baths as well, but I prefer my shower. Find what works for you. Some people are not coffee people. Some people like tea, right? I like water to soothe myself. You may find that you like something else to soothe yourself, but take some time to learn yourself. Slow down. Learn to be comfortable with slowing down so that you can learn how to regulate yourself, so you can learn what you need, right? And that is my piece, y'all. Take a moment, self regulate. I had the opportunity to disconnect last week. I skipped the episode. I went to Arizona. I went to the Grand Canyon. I went to Horseshoe Bend. I love to be in nature to regulate myself and ground myself. There's something about being outside, getting fresh air, and taking in nature that I love. Figure out what you like. Figure out what your hobbies are. Figure out what moves your soul. Okay. I love y'all. Peace. If you want to join me, I have a few more spots left on the Flourishing Minds Wellness Retreats. We are taking over Tulum May 8th through May 13th of this year. We're bringing all the wellness magic to the resort, y'all. We are staying at a nice eco chic luxury resort, and I'm excited to hold space for you. We will talk about all the wellness things. Our topic is self-discovery. We will learn, we will go on excursions, but most importantly, you will be able to tap into like-minded women and people who are on this self-care journey and wellness journey, y'all. So check it out. Check me out. Everything is at Therapy with Rikki, and I will put everything in the show notes as well. All right. Peace. I love y'all. I'll see you next week. I'm back on schedule. I'm back doing my thing. And I look forward to it, y'all. Peace out and love, 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 love. Take care of yourselves.